Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of the You Got the Ron Dude podcast. I'm your host, Ron Jammin. Thank you very much for tuning in. This podcast is available on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. So make sure to rate, review, subscribe, follow, share, all that fun stuff. I do appreciate it. This episode going to be talking about the upcoming Christopher Nolan film, The Odyssey. Comes out at the end of July of this year. And a new full-length trailer recently dropped. And it's getting kind of mixed reactions. Not really controversial, per se. A little bit with the accents and that, but we'll get into that. And I'd love to hear from you, so leave some comments. And I'll have links to all my socials in the description. But anyways, let's get into it. Master the Rohirrim. Ready the garrison. What? Prepare for battle. Why didn't you just say that? Let's go! That really threw me in the trailer. Now the first part of that was Lord of the Rings. I was working on that earlier. But I wish I'd recorded this as soon as I watched the trailer, the second one for The Odyssey, because I remember telling my dad to watch it, and I said, for me, I was like, I laughed a bit when, Damon's character yells, "Let's go," because I'm like, well, that's more fitting for a modern day take on something, or a modern day movie. But the time period of this, it doesn't fit. Now, of course, I'm sure there'll be a speech in that, or, more words will be spoken, but I told him that, and then that starts blowing up online, and I'm like, oh, I should have recorded this earlier. But the American accents are interesting. Part of me wonders, maybe this is part of the plan. Maybe they actually recorded everything. They filmed everything with accents. And they were like, well, in the trailer, what if we see what happens. We do the American accent. See how that performs. Just to throw people. Because maybe in the theatrical cut, they'll have accents. Likely, British, English. Because people have said, well, Robert Pattinson and Tom Holland naturally have accents. So it's kind of odd to, like Tom Holland's character, my dad is coming home, and it's like, well, Dad, we know who that is, but what about Father? So I'm not sure what's going on here. It feels like, I think Chris knows what he's doing, and I think that in the long run it's going to help the theatrical run. I don't know if what he's worried about. I mean, Oppenheimer with Barbie, it's like they both made over $1 billion, I believe. And this is an interesting move, but I feel like there's something more going on. But I'm not sure. It's one of those moves you're like, oh, that makes sense. Like in the end, it's not going to be revealed, oh, it takes place, in 2026. It's like, well, no, when you look at the trailer, everything looks amazing. I know there's a lot of debate in that online about, what they're wearing, their outfits. And I actually watched a video from this university in Canada, and they were talking about, in the most recent trailer, the first full-length trailer, when it opens, and then you see kind of the grave site with the soldiers' armor and that on the ground, and the helmets, and they said, well, that isn't fitting. Like, it wouldn't be like that. They'd be cremated and likely in a tomb or something, But people debate everything about the film, I'm sure, no matter what. But I just have a feeling the accents are on purpose, obviously. And maybe after it comes out, we'll hear from Chris about why he decided to go with that. Because it seems like the trailers would be more epic with accents, you know? Just like Gladiator, you know, an epic like that. I figured he'd match that as far as tone, and obviously he's got the visuals down, but I just have a feeling maybe we're being not lied to, but maybe this is all just a ruse, you know? But I guess we'll see. Well, the cast for this is quite impressive. I was hoping to see Christian Bale, Tom Hardy, but maybe we will. Maybe they'll just do cameos or something as some random soldiers, but I was always hoping that Nolan and Bale would work together again, doing the Dark Knight trilogy, and of course the Prestige. But yeah, some big stars in this. I mean, Robert Pattinson, he has this in July, the Odyssey, and then Dune Part 3 in December. Tom Holland has got a busy July. He has this, and then 2 weeks after it, Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out. And I've been watching some videos. People are not really turning on Holland. It's not like he's been canceled or anything, but it's basically like, well, you kind of got pigeonholed because the other projects outside of Spider-Man don't do too well. But I think something like this, you know, could help. I mean, this is like the ultimate, though. Nolan, maybe if he works with Tarantino, some other big names, but he looks like Peter Parker in this. Like, he has the hair, the same hair from Brand New Day, pretty much. And, you know, I figured maybe he'd grow out a beard or something. Not as big as Damon's, but just to be more of a character actor. You get lost in a role in that. But shout out to him. I mean, 4 Spider-Man films, solo films, plus the Avengers movies. And, of course, we have Doomsday coming out at the end of the year. So, geez, that's a third for Holland. Anne Hathaway with The Devil Wears Prada 2, which came out. And I still haven't seen the first one. I just wasn't reeled into it. But, geez, that was 20 years ago. So she has 2 out, and then The Odyssey. And I loved her character Daphne in Ocean's 8. I don't know what exactly they're planning with that whole franchise. I know they're doing a prequel and then Ocean's 14. But she's great in that. She's great in everything. And of course, she's worked with Nolan before. Dark Knight Rises, Interstellar. Great films. But for these big movie stars, I mean, to have even one big project a year is quite a milestone. So shout out to them for each having 2. When I first saw the trailer, the newest one, I thought back to the 2018 retelling of Robin Hood, the movie with Taron Egerton, Jamie Foxx, Ben Mendelsohn, who's worked with Nolan. He was in The Dark Knight Rises. Where is Bane? Where is he? Speak of the devil and he shall appear. But on that movie, it's not that they modernized it so much, but some elements didn't really fit the medieval setting. So some of the costumes and even the haircuts in that too. But I thought it was a decent movie. I've only watched it once. So I think that says everything. Whereas you look at Russell Crowe in Robin Hood, the 2010 film, and you're like, well, I think that's a better movie overall. But that one didn't hit. Because in the trailers and that, there's just nothing reeling you in. And with this, the Odyssey, I was actually just reading up because I don't remember if they announced the rating for it, but it sounds like it's going to be rated R. And I know with PG-13 and under, you're going to make more money because more people can see it. But with R, I would hope so with this kind of movie. Because we've seen some shots of the battles in that, but how gruesome are they going to be? Because you're talking about ancient soldiers So they're not poking people with their swords, they're going all in and chopping off body parts and that. And then again, at the end of the trailer, it's like, don't make Damon goofy, I think he's asleep now. And then it wakes up. Now, if he says it's serious, that's even more fun. But I don't think they're going to pull Linus on us. Another reference to the Ocean's movies. Oh yeah, there we go. There's a connection, because Anne Hathaway in Ocean's 8, and then Matt Damon, of course, in the Ocean's movies. How about that? But if it is PG-13, it can still be brutal. Because I doubt anyone will be dropping F-bombs or anything. Even though we have the "let's go." But I did read an article, or maybe a headline, about the runtime, and it's like, they said it's going to be shorter than Oppenheimer. And it's like, don't make that a selling point. Like, I could care less about the runtime, really. I expect this to be about 3 hours. But it depends on how many, books they're going to cover, and is this going to be part one of a franchise? Because I'm sure we'd all love to see Nolan do another trilogy. Because this seems like a great starter movie. Just like Batman Begins, you watch it and it's not like, oh, it doesn't connect with The Dark Knight or Rises. It's like, no, it's a damn near perfect trilogy. But let me know what you think about the rating, and because we didn't really see a lot of blood, a lot of violence per se. The action looked good, but I just wonder how brutal is it going to be. Saving Private Ryan, where you see guts in that, or we're just going to see montages of battles. Well, I love that apparently the entire movie was shot on IMAX. Over 2 million feet of film, something like that. I like that instead of just select shots and scenes in that. Because I still haven't seen the newest Avatar, Fire and Ash, but I don't remember if that was filmed in IMAX or if it's ever been done before, an entire movie. And the budget, $250 million, and with Nolan, it's like, dude, whatever you need. Because there aren't many filmmakers where they come out with a movie and it's an event, like him, Tarantino, that kind of thing. Can't think of too many other directors. So I love it, and I am looking forward to this. I think we're being misled, like I said, maybe a ruse. And those of you going, ruse, you're cunning attempt to trick me. No time for love, Dr. Jones. But I guess we'll see. I think that the buzz around it's not really negative, it's more controversial, but not cancelable, nothing like that. But people are talking more and more about it, and you want to see, like, will they explain the accents? Or this is just Nolan's version. It's like, well, this is, an update basing it off that 2017 novel, apparently, which changes some things. And it's just like, no, this is just how I envisioned it. And it's like, oh, okay. Because this is just like the Dune franchise. You don't see, reboots or anything very often. They're very spread out. But I'm looking forward to this. Not really an opening day type of hype, but I'm sure I'll get around to it in theaters, because especially IMAX, the entire movie on that. Trailers so far are good. I want to see the battle with the Cyclops, and all the battles, in fact, look pretty good. But again, we don't know how gruesome it's going to be, how gory, and but I'd have a feeling, like I said, not everything is what it seems. And even now you gotta check. It's like, wait, did I watch the actual trailer or was that an AI generated one? Or a person made a trailer using AI? Because sometimes they'll get you. But I was like, no, Universal Pictures, that's their channel. But what if they made a false trailer? No. But let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you, so leave some comments. And again, this podcast is available on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. So make sure to subscribe, like, rate, review, follow, share, all that fun stuff. I appreciate you listening. And I think we're going to get one more trailer before it drops in July. So I'll be sure to touch on that. But thanks again for listening, and I will see you next time.